Welcome to our journey into the ancient world of the Ikshvaku dynasty, a lineage of kings whose tales of valor and righteousness have been etched in the annals of time. Today we delve into the story of that king of the Ikshvaku dynasty who fought the demon king Ravana, whose defiance set the stage for one of the most epic confrontations in Hindu mythology. In the ancient city of Ayodhya, the Ikshvaku dynasty ruled with divine authority. Among these illustrious rulers was King Anaranya, a monarch revered not just for his strength, but for his unwavering commitment to Dharma, righteousness. His reign brought prosperity and peace to his kingdom, and his devotion to the gods ensured the protection and welfare of his people. Far away from Ayodhya, in the mystical island of Lanka, a different kind of ruler held sway. Ravana, the demon king. Driven by insatiable ambition, Ravana sought to conquer not just the earth, but all of creation. To achieve his goals, Ravana embarked on a penance so severe that it shook the heavens. For 10,000 years, he stood unwavering, invoking the celestial powers. No one appeared, but Ravana was determined. With his heart full of determination and commitment, his hands reached his head. Time stood still as he, without hesitation, sacrificed his own head to the sacred fire, each time regrowing it through the sheer force of his will. His penance finally drew the attention of Lord Rama, the creator, who appeared before him, ready to grant a boon. Cunning as he was powerful, Ravana asked for invincibility against all divine beings, gods, demons, and spirits. But in his arrogance, he overlooked humans and animals, setting the stage for his eventual downfall. With his newfound power, Ravana unleashed terror across the earth. Kingdoms fell before him, and his dominance seemed unstoppable. In the grand halls of Ayodhya, King Anaranya sits upon his throne, surrounded by his courtiers and sages. The golden rays of the sun filter through the intricately carved windows, casting a divine glow upon the scene. It is a day like any other, filled with the duties of governance, dispensing justice, listening to the concerns of his people, and ensuring the prosperity of his kingdom. Meanwhile, as a gatekeeper stood guard at the palace gates, Ravana's messenger appeared. With a wicked smile, he said, "Go to your king and tell him, the messenger of the all-conquering Ravana sends regards and seeks immediate audience." The scene unfolds in the grand court of King Anaranya. The king, seated upon his regal throne, looked down upon the messenger with a calm yet commanding presence. The court was silent, all eyes on the exchange. King Anaranya, with his kind and noble demeanor, asked the messenger, "Tell me, what do you seek?" The messenger, slightly taken aback, but emboldened by his purpose, responded, "Seek? Who? Me? O King Anaranya, you should seek the blessings and protection of our almighty king if you wish to live." Time passed, and in the palace of Ravana, as the demon king was seated on this throne with his loving wife, Mandodari, a messenger sought permission to enter his chamber. The messenger said, "O great King Ravana, all but one kings on the whole earth have surrendered their land and freedom to you." Ravana, curious and angry at the same time, thundered, "Who is that fool, the one who has chosen to defy the Lord of the three worlds?" "Anaranya, my lord, the king of Ayodhya," the messenger whispered. As Anaranya engages in the duties of a just king, the fate of his kingdom hangs in the balance. The tranquil atmosphere of the court is a stark contrast to the approaching storm, a storm that will test the strength, wisdom, and resolve of the great King Anaranya. The peaceful hum of the court is abruptly shattered as the grand doors swing open. A breathless messenger rushes in, his face pale with fear. The courtiers fall silent, sensing the gravity of the news he bears. "My lord," the messenger gasps, his voice trembling. "An evil force. It moves swiftly toward Ayodhya. The skies darken in its wake, and the very earth trembles at its approach. They come with destruction in their eyes and fire in their hearts. The people are in terror, my king. We must prepare." King Anaranya's face hardens as he listens. The time for peace has ended, and the storm has arrived at his doorstep. The king rises from his throne, ready to defend his kingdom, knowing that a great battle lies ahead. Who could this evil force be? The skies above Ayodhya darken as King Anaranya leads his forces to the outskirts of the city. The once peaceful fields are now the site of impending conflict, with the king's chariot standing tall, gleaming in the dim light. His eyes scan the horizon, searching for the source of the evil that threatens his kingdom. As the dust of the approaching army settles, the figure of Ravana emerges from the shadows. The demon king, towering and formidable, exudes an aura of malevolence. His 10 heads are crowned with arrogance, and his eyes burn with the fires of conquest. Ravana's laughter echoes across the battlefield, sending a chill through the hearts of even the bravest warriors. Anaranya steps forward, unflinching, his voice steady as he confronts the demon king. "So, it is you, Ravana," he declares. "You may have conquered many lands, but Ayodhya will not fall to your darkness. I stand here to defend my people and uphold Dharma against your tyranny." Ravana sneers, his voice dripping with disdain. "Your courage is commendable, King Anaranya, but it will not save you. Prepare to face the wrath of a being beyond your understanding." And so, the stage is set for an epic confrontation between righteousness and tyranny, as Anaranya and Ravana prepare to clash in a battle that will shake the very foundations of Ayodhya. As the battle between Anaranya and Ravana rages on, the demon king, ever cunning, decides to employ the dark arts of Maya. With a sinister grin, he conjures a spell that warps the very fabric of reality. Suddenly, Anaranya finds himself surrounded, not by his enemy, but by countless lookalikes of himself. Each doppelganger mirrors his every move, their weapons clashing against his, creating a symphony of confusion and chaos. Anaranya's warriors, unable to distinguish their king from the illusions, hesitate. The battlefield descends into disarray as they struggle to determine friend from foe. Amidst this confusion, Ravana's true form remains hidden, waiting for the moment to strike. As Anaranya valiantly fights against his own likenesses, his focus begins to waver. Ravana, seizing the opportunity, summons the full force of his dark magic. In an instant, Ravana disarms the real Anaranya, sending his celestial weapon flying across the battlefield. Now defenseless, Anaranya faces the true form of his enemy. Ravana raises his special weapon, crafted in the deepest pits of the underworld, its very presence radiating with the power to annihilate. With a triumphant roar, Ravana strikes, the weapon blazing with dark energy as it descends upon the noble king. The weapon strikes true, and Anaranya, despite his unmatched courage, falls to the ground. His body is broken, but his spirit remains unyielding. The battlefield falls silent, the echoes of Ravana's treachery lingering in the air. As Anaranya lay dying, he summoned the last of his strength. His voice, filled with the fire of righteous anger, echoed across the battlefield. He cursed Ravana, declaring that one day a descendant of his lineage would rise to avenge him. "Your doom is sealed, Ravana," he proclaimed. "A scion of the Ikshvaku dynasty will end your reign of terror." Ravana, arrogant in his victory, laughed off the curse, convinced of his invincibility. He returned to Lanka, his mind haunted only faintly by the words of the dying king. Generations passed, and the curse of Anaranya lingered in the shadows of time. In Ayodhya, King Dasharatha was blessed with 4 sons, the eldest of whom was the embodiment of virtue and dharma. Unbeknownst to Ravana, this prince of Ayodhya was the very descendant foretold by Anaranya's curse. He was Rama. The fates conspired to bring Rama face to face with Ravana, setting the stage for the final act of a drama that had begun long before either of them was born. The curse of Anaranya would find its fulfillment, and the mighty Ravana, despite all his power, would meet his end at the hands of a human, his downfall foretold by the very king he once defeated. Join us next time as we continue to explore the timeless stories that have shaped our culture and history. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories from the ancient past.